So I'm not doing this fucking intro shit.
Yeah.
So just talk to me about because we were having a conversation on the train and stuff, and we were
Yeah.
getting into it, but I always like stop it because I want to wait till we're here to really dive deep into that conversation. But I really
Yeah.
we'll start it off with do you believe in God?
Yeah, I believe in God 100%.
And now which route are you taking? Are you more like the Christian route, Muslim? Are you a Jew maybe?
I'm I'm on the Christian route, but like I'm not someone who just listens to what's fed to me. Like things have to make sense. So it's like, you know what I mean? Like I believe in God 100%, but I must say I believe that some of the stuff that they talk about,
Like what?
like in the Bible, like they talk about different things like slave, like the way they talk about slave masters and like different like stuff like that, or like God, he would all right, so if you have a God, right, and you listen and he says don't kill, right, you don't kill, and then he says all right, go sacrifice these much animals for me and stuff like that. That's not like contradiction.
Well, it depends on. Now we have to dive into translation because killing and murdering are two different things.
That's true.
Because he says do not murder. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
He says do not murder, but sacrifice is also another thing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He sacrificed his own son.
You right.
You know what I'm saying? He didn't murder his own son.
He sacrificed his own son.
You know what I'm saying?
But yeah,
you can kill someone in self-defense,
Yeah.
but was that really murder? Did you really like? Yeah, you did, but it's like, you know what I'm saying? You killed him, but was that murder?
You right.
It's all about translation
It is all
and
about
interpretation.
translation. But like, and then another thing too, right? It's like the way that we translate God is different than the way that they wrote it before it was his actual language, right? Because if you look up the meaning, what it says in Jerusalem, right? It says the meaning that they say that God is means the powerful ones. That's what they interpret the meaning of. So it's like,
But is that what you interpret it as? Do you think there's multiple
yes,
gods?
no. I think there's one God, but I think in the Bible, they're not only talking about the main God. Like I think, like, you know what I mean? It's different stories.
I don't.
But I don't, like, you know, like it's crazy. It's different stories, but
Well, because some people will say that, all right, like, I mean, like Hindus believe that there's multiple gods.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Christians and Catholics, there is one God.
There
I
is
mean,
one
they have
God.
the Holy Trinity. Muslims believe there's only one.
Yeah.
So you believe there's only one, but
I
what do you
believe there's
mean
only
when
one
you
God.
what do you mean when you just said that the Bible talks about not the main God?
Because so like, you know, so in the Bible, Moses, he goes to the bush, right? And like he's on the mountain, right? And they said he's next to a certain bush, and like he could see that the bush is like on fire.
Yeah, the
right?
burning bush.
The burning bush.
Yeah.
But now that they went to the same mountain that he was at, and they looked at all the tree and the oak and stuff, right? All the tree, if you burn it up or something like that, it's a psychedelic. It's like a shroom.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know what I'm saying? He could have been off the shroomies. Like, I don't know, but
I mean, that is a possibility. I've always said, like, I mean, Joe Rogan has talked about it as well. It's always funny because it's like,
but it's like,
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, my most, I don't mean to cut you off, but like, I feel like I've had very spiritual moments when I'm on psychedelics. You know what I'm saying? And it's like I can't tell really if it's the shrooms or
Yeah.
if it's the shrooms that are opening that pathway to the that entity.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because when you're on shrooms, you're very vulnerable. You know what I'm saying? And I talk about this a lot. Like, you're very vulnerable when you're on psychedelics.
Yeah.
And I wonder if it's because you're more vulnerable to the spiritual world.
Yeah, that's true.
And a lot of people will agree with that. I mean,
But I think I think that like your energy, like your third eye is opening. But another thing, like I want to say, right? Like when you said like what am my God based and Christian, all that. Like I believe in God 100% because like I know that He's there with me. Like, you know what I mean? Like I feel like we all go through our own battles and trials and tribulations, and each and every time, like He shows you why He's there for you. Cause like you would look at certain things and you'd be like, yo, like this is not adding up. Like, or like certain things, like you would just be like, I don't know if I'm gonna get through this. Like like a year ago, like at least like a year ago today, or like a year and some months. Like I think I was in the darkest time in my life. You feel me? And it's like like when you got moments like that in your life, like God is trying to really like show you like, okay, this is it's either now, it's either you get broken or you take this gift that I'm giving you and you elevate. You know what I mean? So it's like you really have to take, it's either you take the initiative in your own hands and you're like, all right, I know like my purpose. I know what I know what I have to do. You know what I'm saying? And God, like you take that first step, like the first step is knowing like, okay, making the switch. Then once you make the switch, God is going to lay it out in front of you he's going to lay it out in front of you like a book, like a ladder. Like each time you go up on the ladder, he's going to keep giving you steps. And things are just going to keep happening in your life. And you can be like, yo, like this is good. Like, good things just...
Can you like kind of describe it in and how it happened in your life?
In my life?
I know you don't have to go over the details, but in a broad aspect, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, all right. So like in my life, like around this time, like I was in a place where like I didn't know, like basically it was like fighting for my freedom, you know? And like the reason that happened wasn't none, like, you know what I mean? It wasn't nothing that happened to do with me or nothing like that, or nobody I was with. Feel me? Like it happened because of another reason. And it's like that, the reason why that happened is just like so many things happened that was just like, you feel me? Like that God was just trying to show like me, oh, okay, you have to stop doing this. Or like he's gonna show you that one lesson. He sees you going around the path that he's not giving you, he's gonna lead you there. But at that same time, right? Like we talked about duality and all of that, right?
Duality?
And
what
like balance.
Okay.
And like how I see like good and bad, right?
Yeah.
So it's like I feel like in that, like in the time of my life, right, I wasn't the best person, but I'm a good person, but I didn't do the best things. You know what I mean? And it's like certain choices you make, it always comes back to you in a full circle, right? And like I feel like I'm a person where my karma comes back to me like this. Like if you look at numerology and like life path numbers and stuff like that, I don't look too heavy into it, but I'm a 8, and that's like a karmic number. So my karma comes to me like this, right? So like I realized that too in my life. Like any little thing I do, like it would just come back to me like this. So it's like,
I think you're close with the Father. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't like to go down that route of believing in like karma or calling it karma, and stuff, because what that is that every action there's a reaction.
Yeah.
And so karma is just God's judgment.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Good karma. He's treated, you know, if you do something good, you'll be rewarded with that. You'll be blessed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're right.
Good, you have to be like purely good, not just good because you want good done to you. No, purely because of good.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you do something bad, purely bad, you're gonna face God's judgment for that as well.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey.
And I think you're just, certain people are closer. You know, they're more open to that entity, because I call it God, but some people watching might not, and so that's why I'm gonna refer to him as that entity.
Yeah.
You just probably are more closer, and he's like trying to get your attention. You're you know, a lot of people aren't as close as you might be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so when you do something stupid, he's like, all right, like
that's what I'm saying.
Get your shit in order.
That's another thing, right? It's because like me, right? Like I like in life, I know what like I have to do sometimes, right? And I would do the opposite, knowing what I have to do. You know what I'm saying? And like I catch myself doing that a lot. And it's like I think God just tries to show me like, stop being so hard headed and just get your goals done. Like, you know what I mean? Like he's trying to like pull me to my path. Like you have to do this.
A lot of people go that route. I mean, it's like a lot of people, and we were talking about it, taking your life into your own hands is the like probably dumbest thing you could ever do as a human being that believes in God.
Yeah.
Because your life is not in your own hands. It's strictly in God's. And you said that, damn, I forgot where I was going with this. Yo, I swear I'm getting closer to retardation every day, bro. But I'm gonna stick with this. Taking your life into your own hands.
Mm-hmm.
And what I mean by that, a lot of people like, and I'll probably use a personal example of, I wanted a lot of money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's something that I desire. Yeah. Personally, like I desire money, and I want a lot of it. Every time I have money, I'm just like, all right, how can I do this? How can I do this? Like, how can I make more? And yeah, that could be to some people a good thing, and they might be like, oh, you're a hustler. But then all the times it's like that could lead me in the wrong directions. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's what you're saying. You were saying that you know what you should be doing, but you don't. That's something a lot of people struggle with. That's true. And you have to be careful with that, because a lot of the time, like, God will forgive you for your sins all the time. True. He will always forgive you. But if you purposely sin and you know you're sinning and you keep doing it, like, he's gonna judge you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say he's not gonna forgive you, because God will always forgive you. Yeah. But if you're just sitting there like, oh, I know I shouldn't be doing this. I know I shouldn't, be doing that, and you still do it. It's like, all right, like imagine I'm your father, and it's like, I told you, like, I'm trying to tell you, you shouldn't be doing these things, and you keep spitting on my face and doing it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel that.
That's something true. As humans that we need to be careful with. And it's like, I'm not perfect either. You know what I'm saying? Like, I do it all the time. You know what I'm saying? I know I should be treating people a certain way. Yeah. Because we're all human beings. Yeah. We're all the same. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. On a spiritual level, frequency level, like as you be trying to, tell me about.
Bro.
We're everything. All connected. You know what I'm saying?
We are.
And so for me to treat someone else in a shitty way is fucked up. And that's not good either. And I know that. But sometimes I do, because again, we're not perfect either. You know what I'm saying? The only person that was perfect was Jesus Christ.
Exactly.
But I want to actually, how have you experienced God, though? More so, like, I know we talked about that one instance, but what are other scenarios that you've had where it's like, oh, damn, like, that had to be God?
All right, so an experience, right? I'd probably say that happened where I was like, oh, that had to be God. Was when... trying to think, because he helps me a lot of times. You see me? So it's like, but I'll probably say, like, I'm trying to think, like, cause bro, like that, like what I just told you about, like that, like that's still kind of in my head. But like I feel like every day he helps me, cause like I go through battles every single day. You know what I mean? Like I feel like. Like, I'm not a perfect person. I don't expect to be, like, people try to walk around and be like, oh, the best, like, I want to be the best person I can. That doesn't mean be the goodest person I can or the worst person I can. Like, I'm going to be both.
Just try your best.
Yeah, like, I'm trying my best. I'm being both. But I think, like, every single day, like, every time I need help with, like, an extra eye or, like, something to, like, see a path, like, he would always show me a way. And it's like I know he is, like, it's like he's tapping me on my shoulder and showing me, because like it's like what I'm thinking, it's kind of like manifesting, but not really, like, you know what I mean?
Well, because God, and I've been talking about this, like, God knows your desires. And I think that I think the reason he knows our desires is because he gave it to us to desire. Now, not all desires are from God. You might desire, like, a lot of women in a lustful way. That's not a desire that came from God.
That's true.
But your true to self desires of the type of life that you want to live, the type of man that you want to be. God knows those desires because he had gave it to you. He's the one that made you to be that person. You know what I'm saying? It's like those desires is kind of like the script that he's trying to, like, like, I don't believe, and I had this conversation with my last guest, like, I don't believe that life is scripted. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything is gonna happen. I just think that there's a script that was made for you individually. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's up to you to really fill in, start writing that, start writing it down, start remembering those verses.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel that.
I want to actually share a story of my own about God, my experiences with God, and then we can see where do we see God in society, because I think that could be a way deeper conversation. But where I've seen God, and I used to be like I mean, and you know, but for people that don't know me, it's like I used to just be like very like clueless into who I really was. You know what I'm saying? I try to be put on characters and try to play a person that's just not beneficial to me or society. You know what I'm saying? And I remember there was this one time that I used to, like, I used to sell weed. I used to sell weed and shit. So I had people selling for me, and I remember this one time I'm picking up money from this guy that was selling for me, and long story short, he ended up like before he was gonna give me the bread, like he went to go do something. What he ended up doing was he ended up shooting somebody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I was still outside. I was outside his crib basically.
Yeah.
And then he ran back into the house with a bunch of people. And then the cops came and they seen us in a car.
Yeah.
And then thought we had the gun. And they basically like followed us, pulled us over, searched the whole car, and had us on the back. And I'm talking about we had pounds of weed. We had mad edibles, carts, like a lot of shit that we like. Me personally, I should have been in jail.
Yeah.
Like I should have went to jail. Like, you know what I'm saying? No questions. Like the amount of shit I had on me, there's no way it was in the legal realm of like, you know what I'm saying? And I didn't believe in God at this point. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I really went through a phase of I didn't believe in God, and then to a point where it's like now it's like I do, and I'm really trying to get closer to Him because like I feel so fucked up that I used to like denounce His name and used to basically like try to like take life into my own hands, like I was saying. But what ended up happening is like that was kind of like the first time like I was really like praying. You know what I'm saying? Like I was really like, on the back of the car, and I was just like God, like please don't let me go to jail, because I wasn't even worried about going to jail. I was more worried of my mother's reaction to me being in jail, because I've already got arrested before.
Something after this,
like you know what I'm saying? Like I've been arrested before, so it's just like having to go through that again is just like, oh fuck, I don't want her to like like I don't want to hear her mouth. So I was really praying that I didn't, and it's so crazy because then I really didn't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like they just let us go, and they gave us all our shit back. They didn't even take it. They just gave it back and went about their business. Now they were looking for a gun.
Yeah,
but it's things like this. Like they there was enough cops. You know what I'm saying? And this is when I was talking earlier. I was like, you got to look for God. A lot of people try to look for God in the things that they can understand.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They try to like say, oh, this is God because of this and that. No, like you have no idea. You know what I'm saying? Like as a human being, we're not capable of understanding the spiritual world and the spiritual entities.
Yeah.
We cannot physically understand it.
Everything is a spiritual battle.
You know what I'm saying? Like dogs don't know how to work an iPhone because they're just not there. They don't have the capacity and to understand it. But I look for God in the things that I don't understand.
Yeah.
So I don't understand why they didn't just have a cop just stay back and just like start writing, like, you feel me? Just do the paperwork, start confiscating everything.
Yeah.
You know, like it was very possible. Now, yeah, they were looking for a gun. I can understand that, but I don't understand why they didn't just just take us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's one story, and I've had a lot of stories like that where it's like I was in real like dark places, like in the probably like at like rock bottom, and for some reason, unknown reason that I don't understand, like everything worked out to get me out of there. And now I know that it's God, but at the time I was still like new to my that faith. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then another thing that's kind of pointing me in the direction that God does exist is because every time I put my faith in Him, everything worked out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like and a lot of people, I have a lot of conversations with people and they struggle with this, because to have faith in God, to really surrender your problems and your life to God, it means to eradicate the feeling of worry.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people worry in life. You know what I'm saying?
Bro. I tell people that all the time. That's like, you're right, because it's like your mindset. If you think positive way, even through the bad, like you drop some milk on the floor, right? It just smack it on the table by accident. And if you be like, damn, like get all tight, like, oh, yeah, I just dropped milk, all that, like, feel me? Well, but if you just be like, drop the milk, and you just be like, damn, you laugh about it, like, just drop some milk, like, you feel way better.
You're right, but it's deeper as well, because it's like, so this is what I was going at first too. It's like I used to worry a lot about money. You know what I'm saying? I used to struggle to even pay for this podcast, for the session. I used to struggle to pay rent, my mother's rent, which was cheaper than what I'm paying now. And it was because I never put my faith in God to give me to just grant me the opportunities that I have, or just to allow me to pay for things with ease. You know what I'm saying? Because I tried to take things into my own hands.
Yeah.
I tried to make money myself. I tried to sell weed, sell shoes, do all of this shit, and I tried to do it myself. But what people fail to realize is that's how you, like, literally that's how you die. Because life without God is death. When you try to go about life and you try to be away from God, it's like, oh, I don't need you in the world that you created, blah, 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 blah. It's like, okay, like, have fun. Like, you know what I'm saying? And so every time I put my faith, and all right, God, like, I'm done worrying about this. like it's up to you. You know what I'm saying? Like my job wasn't giving me no hours. It wasn't a decent paying job anyway. You know what I'm saying? I spent all my money on weed, clothes, and shit that like I blew my money on things that I thought were gonna make me money.
Yeah.
And it was just like
It was just
you know what I'm saying?
Making you worse.
Yeah, exactly. But then as soon as I put my faith in God, and it wasn't as soon because God will test you on these things.
Will test you, bro.
It's like I literally like at last minute of me like clinging on to my faith, like everything worked out. And now it's like I'm I'm not fucking rich, but I don't worry about money now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not worried about it. I'm just like, all right, like, whatever I need to take care of, I take care of. And it's like, all right, and I'm cooling. And that's something I'm very grateful for because it was through my faith, through putting that into the Lord's hands, saying, here, like, this is my problem, this is what I'm going through, like, this is yours now. Like, for me, not that this is yours, but like I'm giving it to you because you are my father.
Yes, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? And even with like looking into an apartment, the way that I got my apartment was so crazy because it happened in like a matter of like 5 days of literally between me, like of even my girl hitting up the realtor. And then 5 days later, we're signing the lease and that's it.
That's crazy. That's how God works,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then and what's even more crazy, and it's like a lot of people don't know, it's like even when I was like going like about to sign even like applying like my girl applying for the house or whatever, just hitting the person up, the realtor up. Like I didn't even have the money to even pay for like the deposit, broker's fee, like you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't even have the money for that. And then by the end of that 5 days, like I had it and I was good.
With it.
And it's so crazy because it's like, you know why? It's because the whole time I was looking for apartments. Exactly. The whole time, like I was telling my girl, she was worrying so much. And it was me. I was just like nah, like God is going to take care of us. You know what I'm saying? Like, because everything that happened in my life, God has always taken care of me. So why am I going to worry now?
That's true.
And people struggle with that shit as well. And it's like, again, back to that worry thing. It's like, if you're going to believe in God.
Yeah.
Why are you worried about shit happening in your life?
Exactly.
Because if you really believe in God, if you really believe that God is looking after you, why are you worried that shit might not work out for you? Because even if you think that it's not working out for you, if you're going through a hard time, it's probably for your benefit anyway.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
That's true, bro. Like,
but you had a story you wanted to say, and I went on a little rant.
Nah, you good,
but
bro.
do you remember what you was gonna say?
Yeah, I was gonna say like I had a situation like that too. Right? I had to fight a case. With my cousin, and it's like the reason why it happened. Like none of us really was in the wrong. Like none of us was in the wrong for the situation, but like the way it was looking in my head, I'm like, damn, like. That's my blood cousin, like my brother, you feel me? So like I'm just remaining stoic the whole time, you feel me? Cause I'm like, things is gonna work out, you feel me? And if it didn't, like I was prepared to face whatever God was trying to, you feel me? So it's like I had a lot of sleepless nights, but then I just stopped worrying. Like a couple days in, I was like, I don't care. Like when people say like their life flash before their eyes, like when they die, that happened to me. My life flashed before my eyes, and I seen like I was thinking of a lot of shit. I was thinking of my grandma. I was like, damn, my grandma about to turn 90 today. I mean, this year I might not go to her birthday party. All of that. I was thinking about, bro. Most people had never you can tell, bro, the way niggas act, bro. I said niggas.
Nah, you good.
Not trying to tell Casey on the pod, you feel me? But you could tell by the way people act, like they never been in a situation where like their mom had to see them in cuffs. You feel me? And like that is just a different type of pain. It's like that just makes you be like, all right, like no one's mother should ever have to see them walk away in cuffs, no matter what. Feel me? So it's like that just make like and it's like I had to fight the case, and like when I beat the case, right? My lawyer was telling me like this, like what happened with you and feel me? Like this doesn't really happen. Like God really blessed y'all, like type shit. Like
it didn't make sense.
Like it didn't.
Why you didn't?
She was mad happy, but she was like, it doesn't make sense. You feel me? And I was just like, it's God. Like I'm not gonna question it. But I was just like, I felt like when that happened, I felt like something like lifted off of my shoulders. Like I think at the time I was going through like a spiritual battle.
We're all going through a spiritual battle.
Yeah,
every day.
I think
this world that we live in is a spiritual realm, and we're in the spiritual battles every day.
That's true. And it's like I look back today of where I am, and I'm only going up. Like I'm way better than I was doing last year. You know what I'm saying? Like that story, like that's just the thing in the past. Like
it was just like it's kind of like it was kind of like good that it happened. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Obviously not good in the moment.
Yeah.
But it was one of those things that
true.
had to happen to you to get you where you are now.
You're right. And that's the whole time I'm thinking in my head, I'm like a year later, I'm looking at this, it's just like another thing that just happened. I'm like, just gotta get through it. And I got through it. But you know what's crazy? I didn't think I was like, you know what I mean, saying like my brothers, all that, like it was good though. Like it really showed you a different type of like, it shows you a different type of life. Like you see it in a more like free state. Like you don't really care what no one really thinks about you, because you know, like it doesn't really matter what people think at all. 100%. So it's like you gotta focus on the people that care about you and the people you love, and you gotta get them right. That's why I was gotta get rich. It's a mindset.
It's the desire that God put in your heart.
Rich is a mindset.
One of the verses in the Bible that I fuck with, and it was Jesus, and he was speaking to. Basically, all he said was, I don't want to butcher the story, but all he said was that all you need is the faith of a mustard seed, and you can tell that mountain to move there. And a lot of people don't realize when you're reading the Bible, and this is why a lot of people are actually like don't read the Bible or not into it, because you're reading it like I used to tell people like, oh, you need to read it like it's a Harry Potter book. Yeah. But that's the problem. People are reading it like it's literally kind of like it's a joke. Like it's just like a bunch of fake stories, of bullshit stories. Yeah. When the stories have different meanings, the way Jesus spoke in the Bible, like you could read it, there's deeper meanings to what he's saying, and it's like, and the reason he did it is because you can tell someone, like you can give someone wisdom, right? And you could tell them exactly how it is and like just straight up, but they won't catch it because if you're not, you know what I'm saying? Like, because if you're not there,
you know what I'm saying? A lot of people's not there.
Like it's so crazy, but that's why he spoke in parables and like riddles, kind of. You know what I'm saying? And
it's like hidden messages
because the people that are there, that are willing to get there with God's help, they'll see it. And when they see it, when they understand it, it'll be so much more profound. That's why Jesus spoke in with so many hidden meanings and parables. Because with that verse, with the faith of a side of a mustard seed, with faith, just a little bit, just having pure faith, you could tell that mountain to move there. Now the mountain, there is no mountain. The mountain is an obstacle in your life. The mountain is something that's blocking you from getting to who you're meant to be, or whatever it may be. It might be, you know, a boss at your job pissing you off, or the job itself. It could be a health problem. It could be anything. You know what I'm saying? But all you need is faith, like you had in that situation. All you need is faith. And that problem, that obstacle, that mountain of you're just like, what am I gonna do? It's like you could tell it to
you just have to be stoic. Literally, you know what I mean? You have to be stoic in everything you do. Like I say this a lot. If you let someone control your emotions, then they can control you. Literally, they have control of you. If you let someone else control your emotions, they literally can control you without even touching you.
Or even if you care too much of what a person thinks of you, they therefore have control over you. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people have that. A lot of people care. Like a lot of people don't care what God thinks of them, but they care what social media thinks of them. You know what I'm saying? They care if they look, you know, like we were talking earlier, like a lot of people, especially minorities, love to buy like designer clothes because they want society to think that they got money, but really you just spent all your money on this. I think we were talking about this the other pod. Like, a lot of people want to blast music in their car so people on the sidewalk can hear them and think, oh yeah, they're popping. Like
realistically, like, okay, you putting on a show.
You know what I'm saying? But they don't care what God thinks. They don't care how God is looking at them. You know what I'm saying? When you're doing all this dumb shit, when you're treating people like this, when you're falling into temptation every day, no question about it. You know what I'm saying? And we're not perfect. But you got to start somewhere. You know what I'm saying? But man, I get like so passionate about this because it's like it used to be me, bro. Like I used to just be so like do so much dumb shit, and I was just so far away from God, and that's why life for me was just was to a point where it just sucked. Where it's like I kind of didn't even like. there was points where I didn't even want my life, where I was just like really tired of everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel
Like
you.
I was in such a bad place.
We all been in like the
You know what I'm
lowest of the low before. I mean, so I understand what you're saying.
But it's like you kind of have to be
like,
there
you
because
have to get there.
and I notice it's like when you're at rock bottom, when you have nothing, the only thing you have is your faith.
Mm-hmm.
If you, and you know what I'm saying, the only person that's there for you besides family is really God. You know what I'm saying? And that's why like when you're at your rock bottom, your faith is so strong. And that's also why when you're at the top of maybe like success, whatever that means for you, that's why people lose the faith, because they think that they did it themselves.
Yeah.
They think that they have it all, when no, you don't have shit. You don't have nothing. If you don't have God's favor, if you don't have, you know, if you're not in God's grace, you don't have shit, bro. You don't have nothing.
Literally.
You know what I'm saying? But I do want to talk about, where do we see God in today's society, in your opinion?
I think God is needed in today's society a lot. And you know,
But where is he? You know what I'm saying? Where would we see him?
Where would we see him?
Mm-hmm.
What you mean, like in the community?
Yeah, like all right. So all right, how about I ask this question then? Where do we see the enemy in society?
Where do we see the enemy in society? In the kids.
In the what do you mean by that?
Like,
that was so crazy.
The
enemy. You know what I mean by the enemy? Satan.
Yeah.
Where do we see his presence in society today?
The kids.
Okay, explain.
Cause today, like my old elementary school, right? Before I went there was no like nothing. Like I'm gonna say this again.
Just be blunt. Don't.
I have no problems with what anyone wants to do, or anyone race, or like whatever you want to identify as. Go ahead. You feel me? Like I'm gonna just be blunt, but there's no reason to push it on the kids. Like, why you putting a flag all over the school? This, that, and like if the kid really wants to choose, let him choose if he wants to be gay. By the time he reaches 13 and up, that's still a kid though. See what I'm saying? Like, it's still a kid. Like today, like in my old elementary school, PS63, there's flags all over the place, rainbow this, rainbow that. Like you're pushing it on the kids. You are.
Yeah.
You are.
Where else though? Besides
Music.
the kids, music. Okay, that's a great one.
Because frequencies control us, so they know what they're doing. They put us in the frequencies and the words. The music controls how we think every day. So it's like kids listening to that,
bro.
Kids listen to that, and it's just controlling their brains, bro.
Yo, it's so crazy. I was at the supermarket. I was at Walmart or something. Like I don't know. I was getting my TV, and there was these two little kids, bro, just rapping like some drill song, and it was just so funny that my girl knew it because it was on TikTok. But it's like these kids don't even know really what they're saying, but now they're gonna grow up and it's so used to it that they're just gonna start, and because you can't, like, oh man, it's like music, it's like you like is so like it can really affect you to the bottom of your soul, like to the center of your soul. It can affect you, especially at a young age. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I know this because when I was a kid, like I could listen to a song, I don't even have to understand it, but it's like you can listen to a song and be like, oh, that's a sad song, and it'll put you in that state of sad because of the words, the frequencies. You know what I'm saying? You can listen to a rock song and now you're hyped up. You know what I'm saying? But what happens when you listen to hip hop or drill music?
Feel like,
you know what I'm saying?
Pumped up, like you want to.
You know what I'm saying? And people will say, "Oh, it's not that deep. It's not that deep." Everything is that deep.
It is that deep.
Everything. You know what I'm saying?
Like I say this all the time. Whatever they feeding to us, or the government's feeding to everyone, or the higher ups, I'm not gonna say no names. I'm not gonna say no names, but whatever they feeding us is they have a plan and they're not dumb. They doing it all for a reason. They doing everything they do for a reason. The music, they control it. What's his name? During World War II, one of the Nazis, he figured out how to manipulate people with the music, and they started using that with the frequencies.
That's wild.
You can heal. You can even heal people with certain music. They don't want you to know that though. It's crazy.
Yeah, it all stems. You know,
certain music.
I always say that everything that's so messed up in the world, all stems from the enemy, and it says it in the Bible that we do not fight a battle. We do not fight the battle with flesh and blood. You know, we don't fight the battle with each other.
Blood,
you know what I'm saying?
That's true.
It's not the good and evil isn't between me and you and the human race.
That.
It's in places of damn, I don't want to butcher quotes and verses, but it's like it's basically saying that we fight wickedness in higher places, political places, places of people that have power. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like BlackRock, State Street, Vanguard, you know, Joe Biden, like
Joe Biden, man. That man is a clone. Get him out of here.
you know what I'm saying? This is where the devil will lie. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna lie in places where there's power, because the devil like craves power because he has none,
and he feeds off of negative energy. That's why I always tell people, stay positive. Always keep your mental thinking great. As soon as you start thinking it negative or start bringing that negative around, he's feeding on that.
But you know what happens though? They start listening to the negative music. They start eating negative things. They do negative things. You know what I'm saying? You look in the mirror, all you see is all the shit you've been eating and the shit that you haven't been doing, and now your life is just negative. That's why so many people are depressed.
Yeah.
Like
a lot of men is depressed now.
You know what I'm saying? This like all comes from
female and men, but
this all comes from Satan.
Male depression month.
You know what I'm saying?
Gotta talk about it.
Men's mental health.
Men's mental health.
That should
awareness
be month. We're gonna create a flag for that.
Yeah, because
but now, all right. So we see the signs of Satan in our society. You know, when we see problems in politics, of them doing some crazy shit.
Can I say that? 19?
The what?
Nah, I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna.
Nah, you can.
Just like the COVID-19. Like, come on. Like, I'm not gonna. I don't want to go into too much detail on this because I need to see a problem. But I'm still not vaxxed. I'm gonna just say that. And like, I remember when they was closing down all the restaurants and all that. It never made sense to me because, like, why would someone want to go as low to offer you a cheeseburger? Like, come on now.
And fries.
Like, $100 is okay, but cheeseburger and fries, like, come on.
$100.
Let's talk about it, like. And it's like, it's the behind the scenes that's really doing that. Population control.
The wickedness in higher places.
Who knows what the big agenda is, but
I think it was
different stuff.
I don't want to spend time on too much time on this, but like I think it was based. For me, it's like there's so many things that could have happened, and that it could be one. I mean, I'm not involved enough to know. You know what I'm saying? But I think it was just kind of like, how far can we push them?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, and I always use this analogy, like when you're playing GTA, right? And we've been playing GTA for so long.
Yeah.
Like, you got all the money, you got all the cars, you done got all the hookers on that one street. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, a little bored.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You get a little bored. And it's like, what do you start doing now?
What do you start doing?
You start doing some crazy shit. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're going. I know what you're going.
Start blowing shit up. You know what I'm saying? Start trying to kidnap
stuff,
people.
Start going to islands.
Start making your own islands. You know what I'm saying? Like, you get bored, and it's facts. And it's like, and people will think, like, they'll hear that and be like, oh no, but it's not that serious. All right, go play GTA for as long as it's been playing, and go let me know what type of crazy shit you do. You know what I'm saying?
All types of crazy stuff. Because at the end of the day, like, if you take away the morals that we all have, which is God, you take that away, what do we turn into?
Exactly. You
Animals.
take away God, we have no morals, then we start doing everything. That we just start saying that everything is okay when everything is not okay, bro.
Especially now, nothing's
you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
They took God out schools. They're trying to take God out the fucking church. Like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They took God out of everything, bro.
They're trying to take it out.
At marriages, everything. Relationships. They took
trying
God
to
out
destroy.
Of music.
You know what they're trying to do? They're trying to destroy, like a family household.
Oh, the nuclear family.
Yeah, nuclear family.
Yeah, they don't want the nuclear family.
Because you know why? They take away all that. They separate the families and they could control. Because you know why? I'm going to just say this. You do that, you create a lot of weak men. And then a weak man leads to a weak society because they're controllable. Easily, too. Like, they don't have no energy. You know what I mean? Like, no, none of that.
They're not.
No will
they have no pride. They have no pride in their country. Like, I always say this. And we always end up back on politics, bro. Like, always, every time. But, like, there's a reason that when you turn on your news network that there's a bunch of killings and car crashes and this. Not that it's, like, the news will want you to believe that it's such a crazy thing. But, like, is it really, like, there's a reason that every story you hear on the news is nothing but is bad news, basically. And then they'll slip a little bit of Trump in there to make you seem that that's bad too.
A little bit of Trump in there,
a little bit of Trump, and then
we don't want America to be great again, right?
And then look at it, like, and then they'll go car crash, murder, Trump, car crash, murder. I've literally seen it happen on some news network that my mom was watching. When they do that, you lose pride in your community because now you start thinking that, oh, now my community, my state is bad.
Yeah.
So why would I have any pride in it? Because there's nothing to have pride in. When in reality, There's a lot of things that have pride in it. I mean, you know, it's a strong word, but you know what I'm saying?
Now it's a strong word.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's crazy.
There's so much. And, you know, now I want to start talking about where do we see God in society? And I think what we need to acknowledge is that we see God every day in society. When you look in the mirror, when you wake up, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's God. We are evidence of God. When you look at the clouds and the cosmos, you know, the fake cosmos, you know what I'm saying? That's God. Cosmos. You know what I'm saying? Like even in the things, again, remember the things that we don't understand, like the person that just tried to help you when you really needed it most, when they had no reason to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the people that came into your life and actually like it was and it was beneficial for them to come into your life, and y'all actually, you know, like doesn't make any sense.
That's true.
That's God. You know what I'm saying?
That's
like
God.
There's so much. It's like the negativity will always outshine the positivity. But the negativity isn't as fruitful and it isn't as abundant as the positivity, as they would like to tell us. Because I feel like more good things happen in the world than bad right now.
And it's like, that's true. What you said is 100% positive. And another, like, I want to elaborate on is like throughout the, like, I'm a very positive person. So like I think God gave like me a gift where I could kind of like pick up on people's energies. So like, I could kind of tell like the way someone's feeling.
You're more vulnerable to that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, like I remember how like psychedelics will make you more vulnerable. You're already kind of there. Like, and certain people aren't. Certain people are. You're more vulnerable to that spiritual aspect. Which is good.
I could kind of like feel the way certain people's feeling. But it's like certain times, like I always tell people, like, you never know like what you just did for someone's life. Like, you giving a positive gesture or like passing something forward to someone or like something like that, you never know. You could have just saved someone's life right there.
Mm-hmm. No, could have stopped them from killing themselves. Could have stopped them from, you know, doing something stupid. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like, and it's like you keep that positive mindset throughout the thing, and good things just keep happening to you, and you're like, yo, like you just feel good.
Action and reaction.
But you gotta watch that though, because when you have like a lot of energy to give, a lot of people try to drain it from you. So like that's a lot of thing I learned. I gotta protect my energy, cause like when you have a lot of energy, a lot of people be trying to, like, when God is like, well, you know what I'm saying, when you in tune with God, a lot of people be trying to like take from you. Like they want, like if someone is feeling down and miserable, they see that you feeling good, that might just make them feel bad. So it's like from that, and you can't control that. That's just a natural envious person. So it's like, all right, you see that, you just have to maneuver away from that. Like, okay,
this away person from the miserable person?
Away from the miserable person, yes, and you gotta avoid the negativeness that they're trying to output.
I disagree.
What do you think?
I disagree because I don't think that our capacity for good energy is infinite, because that energy comes from God.
That's true.
So when I see someone negative, or even when I see someone that says they don't believe in God, I don't care if you don't believe in, you know, in Jesus or whatever, but God, because if you're a Hindu, obviously you believe in a God, right? And I personally believe that all of these different religions are just different ways to get to the same God, source. You know what I'm saying? But if you see a negative person, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I kind of want to go to you because my energy, my good energy, it comes from God. So it will never run out. And if you want to take from that, go ahead. But as long as I'm there with you, it's like, what happens when you have a cup full of let's say, of a dirty water, and you keep pouring clean water into that same cup? What happens?
It starts to get clean.
It gets clean. You know what I'm saying? So you kind of, when you see a negative person or they're miserable or whatever, they're going to, you know.
But I don't mean it like
you know
that.
I mean? Nah, I get you. I mean, you gotta be careful.
I understand what you're saying. You gotta be careful. I understand what you're saying 100%. But I mean, like, yeah, I'm obviously, I like to help a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, like the people, like, I would just ignore the negativeness. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't fully ignore them. Like, especially if it's someone that, like, I'm close with, like, I wouldn't fully ignore them. I would ignore the negativeness that's coming from them. But what I mean, like,
don't absorb it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but what I mean, like what draining is like, some people is just, I feel like, naturally, like, envious. Like, they don't
100%.
They just don't want, like, and it's like, you can bounce off that all you want, but it's like if it's really taking a toll on you, you gotta, like, separate for a little bit. You know what I mean? Just for a little bit.
Nah, I shouldn't take a toll
But I feel what
because
you're saying.
you know, like, because you got to be careful because some people will say, oh, like you would have to step away from that. Like you shouldn't. Me personally, I don't think you should. You should get closer. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like the best advice I can ever give anybody is to seek advice from God.
Yeah.
You know, give your problems to God. Don't take what the hell I gotta say. Like, yeah, I've been through some things and I might have something nice to say or, you know, something wise. But what the hell do I really know about how you're feeling in the situation that you're in?
That's
you know what I'm saying? The only advice I can give to someone is give it to God. And so when I see someone that might be envious or lustful or feeling that these unnatural emotions that are corrupting their lives, I need to be next to them. You know what I'm saying? And show them that, listen, like, show them the right path. Tell them to give their problems to God. Give their emotions to God. That's the best thing you could do.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? But don't absorb don't absorb the negativity.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying? Because it takes one drop of dirty water to corrupt the clean water.
True. That's true. You're right.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, you're right. And I just think I think you're right. You're right. But I think certain people just like to take from you. And it's like they even if you have 5 and they have 5, they want your 5 just cause. And that's what I mean. Like,
don't be naive.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I mean. Like that.
Yeah, I can understand
like,
that.
You gotta protect myself. Like, and me, I'm a strong person. Like, I don't get sad or nothing like that easily. Like, I'm the most stoic. Like, if anyone knows me, I'm so nonchalant. Like, I don't let nothing bother me. Like, I don't let anything bother me. But it's like, you know, we all go through our stuff on the side.
Well, you gotta be careful with saying that too, because for the audience, you know, it's not. Don't let nothing bother you because you know God has it.
Oh, yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Don't let nothing bother you because you suppress your emotions. Those can be two different things.
Suppress your emotions?
You know what I'm saying? Now, something might not bother you because you have all your emotions suppressed. That's not good.
I think I'm the type of person.
You know what I'm saying?
You're right, because and then you know what I think I am. I think I'm the type of person where sometimes I could hold in a lot of my anger because like I don't get angry fast. I just sometimes I would because sometimes I don't see the big deal in things. You know what I'm saying? So like sometimes I would let it pent up, and like when it reaches that wall, like I really get mad, and I realize that, and I'm like and when I'm mad, people say, "Oh, you crazy, this, that, and third," but like it makes me think like something's wrong with me, but I'm like I just gotta calm down.
No, you gotta start letting out that anger, but you give it to God.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Give all your emotions. You know,
that's true.
If you're happy, thank you, thank the Lord. You know what I'm saying? If you're angry, it's just like, yo, like everything's just been happening. I'm really getting frustrated. Like, I don't know what to do, but just, like, I'm letting you know, and I just hope you can make everything work out if it's in your will.
Yeah.
That's the best thing you can do.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Is the best thing.
But don't let it bottle you up, man.
That's what I had to realize, though. Because, like, I used to let it bottle me up a lot, and, like, it's still struggling a little bit, but not a lot. I don't do it a lot, but sometimes, you know, like, I can let it bottle up a little bit. Cause I don't let stuff bother me, but it's like
don't absorb it, man.
Yeah, don't
absorb other people's bullshit.
I don't absorb it, but you know when like someone like when people's constantly like sometimes like me and my mom could get into an argument, right? And it's like I look at it like I don't argue with my mom at all, but like you know what it is, like I look at it different. Like I know that I don't want to say it like this, but like you know what I'm saying. My mom is like we're different. I'm a male, she's a female, so we're gonna have different she's
different ways of dealing with.
Yeah, things. Like when she's arguing with me, sometimes she's looking at it as like feelings wise, like you know what I mean. Like she's thinking about the situation of how she feels about it, and because she loves me and stuff like that. But I'm thinking about it as like a logical thing. You know what I'm saying? But I had to learn that like can't argue, like don't argue. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, man. It's just you're funny, bro.
I do, bro.
Life is very interesting, man.
Yeah, like,
but
I like
don't bottle things up though. Like you feel me? Like
that.
Because what that is absorbing the negativity.
That's what I used to do. That's why
everybody does it. You know what I'm saying? You always bottle up something. You know, something bothers you, and you're just like,
yeah. But you know what I do? Like if something negative happens to me or something like that, I like to like brush it off. Like I take a deep breath to breathe out and just calm down. Or like I'll take 3 seconds for myself. Like
as you said,
you know
bro. I mean, I think with some people, do you pray?
Yeah, I've been.
How do you? Me personally, I'm not gonna ask you how you pray, but I actually want to just acknowledge this for the audience as well. It's like I hate when like people think that like I was having a conversation with my coworker, right? And he was like, oh, like he's having this feeling of just becoming a born again Christian, but he needs to find a good church. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, what do you like? Why do you need to find a good church first? You know what I'm saying? Like, just have a conversation with God. You know what I'm saying?
God. People be thinking church is God. That's the thing. Like, God is not the church.
And I was also saying this, but the first step is having that conversation with God, being open, being vulnerable, putting your faith in God. You know what I'm saying? Actually have faith. Don't just have faith because you want people to think that you're a faithful person. Just actually like do things because of God.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people also like they say they think church now, like for me, church isn't just that one building that you go to hear God, because you can hear God everywhere now.
Yeah. Literally.
So your church could be on YouTube, on social media, if you know, hearing the word of God truly, because nowadays churches, nowadays
yeah, live broadcast.
it's like, all right, back in the day, churches were somewhere you had to go to actually hear the word of God because nobody else was saying anything about it. Nobody else knew anything. But now you have so many different platforms. And yeah, it's good to have an actual physical place where you can worship and hear the word of God. But you don't have to wait till you actually find that place to then dive into your faith. You know what I'm saying? It starts like me. I just pray by having a conversation. You know, I never felt comfortable like saying the few prayers that they tell me I have to say to be forgiven. No, I just I talk to him like it started off with me talking to myself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's it.
And then I just started talking as if someone's actually listening. That actually had control over my life. And then I was like, oh shit, like shit's actually like changing. Like, okay, let me keep doing this. You know what I'm saying? And then I was like, okay. Now it's like, you know, and I used to now I have conversations, but I used to struggle a lot with the idea, like heaven and hell, right? Like I've been coming to terms nowadays that like, and everybody should try to understand that like I really don't deserve to be in heaven. You know what I'm saying? Like I truly don't, because I am a sinner. The way I speak to people, the actions that I do, the temptation that I fall in, like I do not deserve to go to heaven. And what was more profound to me as I started hearing things is that we actually have a chance to go to heaven if you go down the Christian route.
Yeah.
That's all I can speak for, because it just connects to me more.
Yeah.
But it's like the fact that I even have a chance to go to heaven, even though I don't even deserve it, is like so like, it's just like, it's so crazy, and it shows you how graceful God is.
Yeah.
Because all of the messed up things that I've done in my life, and that I still do, even though I'm a little better. Yeah. But we're far from perfect.
Yeah, every day.
Like it's just so crazy, and I've just been like coming to terms with like, damn, like I've been very grateful for all the things that I have, because like I shouldn't be blessed with the things that I have, and I shouldn't have the mercy of God, because I should have faced judgment for all the things that I've done. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's because like it's because like literally like, man, because he's just so graceful. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he sacrificed his own son. You know what I'm saying?
He's so graceful, bro. And it's like, the thing is like, no matter how down bad or like the type of path you are, like, he was gonna show you why you have to keep going and keep your faith. But he's always gonna test you. He's always gonna show you like, okay, this is gonna go like this. How you gonna react? He's gonna look how you react, and depending on how you react is where you either get the reward or don't.
Yeah. What would you say to people on how to get closer to God?
I would say to get closer to God, I would say start off by thinking of a problem you have, like whether it's debts or something like that, and just be like, all right, instead of worrying about it, just be like, all right, I'm going to just leave it all in God's hands.
I would say.
And just, you have to be stoic, though, because, look, I pray every day, right? But I also meditate. You know what I mean? And, like, when I meditate...
You're a monk.
When I meditate...
See, people don't know how funny that is, because they didn't see the damn monks earlier.
Nah, it was OD. But when I meditate, right, I talk to myself. And, like, when you talk to yourself, you figure out a lot of stuff, and like you see why you do need God, and like you kind of see like why God is helping you. But like I think if you was to pray every day and just ask God like for one thing or like for to help one thing in your life, he's gonna do it slowly. You might not do it at the same time, but he's gonna get it done. And when it does happen, you're not gonna know. But he already answered that prayer.
The Lord will test your faith. Because if you do choose to put your faith in Christ and in the Lord, and whatever you choose to put your faith in, if it's not the enemy, he's gonna test your faith.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? He's gonna be like, all right, like you really believe in me after all this time. Now you choose to believe in me. All right, let's see how far you'll wait.
Yeah, wait.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And this is like literally, I'm speaking out of like of experience. Like you know what I'm saying? Like it literally until the last minute, then everything just started falling into place when it doesn't make sense. Like it just doesn't make sense when last minute all the blocks get formed, and now I'm just like I'm on a stable ground. You know what I'm saying? And I like how to get closer to God. I like what you said, but I disagree with it in a sense as well, because I don't want people to hear that and be like
talk to yourself.
No. When you talk about problems, because a lot of people, and you're right at the same, because he will help you, but what people can misinterpret or misunderstand is that God is not just a genie in a bottle.
Oh yeah, he's not just gonna hand it to you. Like you have to work. Like he's gonna test you and he's gonna make you work for it. Like okay, this is right here, but you have to go get that. Like put in the work to get this. And
I think, like you're right. He's gonna test you. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna test your faith. But from my experience, getting closer to God was just like, yeah, I had problems and I looked for the answers, but we need to start also being grateful for the things we have. Oh, yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Because it's like, and this is what I was just saying, it's like, I don't deserve to be blessed. A lot of us don't. Nobody deserves to be blessed with it. Like, nobody's perfect, you know what I'm saying? But yet we all have blessings in our lives. You know what I'm saying? We all woke up. Like, we literally, like, that's the biggest blessing that you could have, is that you actually woke up. And a lot of people say that, and it's like, it's kind of like, they think of it, it's like, oh, it's kind of corny, but it's like, yo, like, if you believe in God, you literally woke up today.
Yeah.
Like he literally blessed you, you know what I'm saying? When you didn't deserve to.
That's true.
We don't deserve it. We don't deserve his grace. We don't deserve his mercy.
You're right.
And then the fact that he blesses us with these things, you know what I'm saying? And then
time again.
You know what I'm saying? Like the fact that I have a place to sleep, food to eat. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
And that I was allowed to make enough money to provide things for others.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like I think people need to start being more grateful for what they have.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because if you believe in God, you know what I'm saying? If you don't believe in God, it's a different story. But if you really believe in God, everything that you have was given to you. You didn't earn it yourself.
Literally.
You know what I'm saying? You don't earn shit yourself. You don't do anything yourself.
Manifesting is just God giving you what you asked for.
That's literally what it is. Manifesting is telling God, this is my desire. I'm here for
knowing
it. You know
and believing that you're gonna get it because you put in the work for it.
But don't be fooled. Like, God is not a genie in a bottle. You can't pray to God and be like, oh, if you're real, you'll give me $1 million.
Yeah.
He's gonna look at like,
and then you don't get it. Like, oh, I don't believe in you. Like, what?
like you know what I'm saying? And it's so crazy. And you know what another thing is? Another evidence of God, if you don't believe in God, is the proof all around us. Yeah. The design of the universe, of human beings, of birds, of plants. Like, plants are so crazy. Are like, I was watching some podcast, I think it was with Terrence Howard, like, which is a great podcast you guys should watch. So but crazy, it's like, bro. Just the pure what's the word? What's the word? Like, it's just the complexity of the universe. Yeah. Down to like atoms. It's so crazy. And then people will think that, oh, it just happened out of nowhere. No. It came out of a Pokeball in the middle, of
Big
nothing.
Bang Theory. Like, no, nigga. Like, bro,
you know what I'm saying?
And that is crazy though too, cause like what you saying like that, like no, things just not just came out of a Big Bang Theory, and like what you saying on the Terrence Howard thing, like he talked about the plant life and all that, right? Like I think we was talking about this. Like there's laws of the universe, right? That work certain ways. And if you look, there's a masculine energy and a feminine energy in everything. Even plants and trees. So it's like, I don't want to go into that topic.
Yeah, you go into
I don't want to go into that, but I just had to say that.
It's the complexity of it.
You know what I mean? Like, it's the complexity.
You know
Everything is down to a T. Like, the way nature is set up, it's like the animals, everything that they have, they need to survive. We have everything, the way we're built, it's the way we need to survive.
Yeah, it's but yeah, you're right. Everything, like, we literally have everything that we need to survive and to
to operate.
And to operate. Yeah, that was the word. I just lost it in my head though. But I think I forgot who said it, but I heard this thing. It was like, yo, people just believe that we just came from evolution, right?
Yeah.
That we came from monkeys. But what the fuck happened to all the other monkeys that are still monkeys? Like, what happened, bro? They just not left behind.
People just don't think so.
Like, people are just
like, how?
Like, oh, this is what I was gonna say though. Even like with some atheists as well. Like, like I can understand if you choose not to believe in a certain religion, but if you just straight up say that, oh, there is no God, it's just like, me personally, and a lot of them that I've met are just like very out of shape, very just like miserable people, and I'm just like, well, like maybe if you try doing this, like you're like, it's just like you'll start peeping shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's just so crazy.
That's true, because a lot of people who's atheists today, they look depressed and stuff, and like it's crazy because you say that, because a lot of people who switched over and like, oh, I believe in faith now, some type of faith, their life changed and it's so much better now.
Yeah,
like you wonder why, because there's a presence out there. People will say watching after you every day.
People will say God is not real, but then look at all the lives that have changed because they put their faith in God.
Yeah.
And you can't deny that it's real. Even if there is no being, which there is, the fact that faith changed lives, that means that there is something real to that.
Yeah.
And if you still say no, then it's just, a lot of it is, and I'll leave it with this because, almost done.
Mm.
A lot of it is an intellectual problem.
Yeah.
When people are afraid to believe in God, it's like, I don't want to be wrong. I don't want to be wrong in life. You know what I'm saying? Like, why are you so worried about being wrong? It's like, it's okay to be wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We got to start somewhere. It's like some people are so concerned about their ego and don't want to be like, they're afraid that like they're so like cautious of their intellect. Yeah. But it's just like, my dude, like, you're being stupid. Like, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like, it's crazy.
But
bro.
Do you have anything that you want to tell the audience before we end off?
I'll say one last thing. I got a photographic memory, right? So like the way that I view life is a lot of different to a lot of people. So a lot of people might think I'm crazy or something like that, but like the way I view life is different because I have a lot of memories with people that they can't share with me. And that's like I have to deal with that in life. Like a lot of people, like I have memories since I was like 3 years old that I have and I can't share with a lot of people, but it's there. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, I just wanted to end with that.
Oh, yeah, you just want to tell everybody you're special, bro? Nah, that's what it is, bro?
Joe Biden's a clone, and Trump is not a felon.
He's not a felon?
Nah, he might be, but it's all part of their plan. They trying to get rid of him.
Don't be deceived by the devil.
Keep your eyes open.
The devil's a liar, and he lies in places of power. And just keep in mind. Just keep that in mind, all right, guys? I know I'm not doing intros, but we could do it like a little ending. I appreciate you guys for watching, though. Thank you. The most thing I can say is just stay close to God. Try to build that relationship. Stop having this like notion of you gotta go to God when you're perfect. No, God will make you as best as nobody's perfect, but God will clean you up. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like prayer is just the most powerful thing in the world, and giving your problems to him is the most powerful thing in the world because it can literally change your life.
That's true. And stop letting the media control you. Think for yourselves. We all have minds. We don't have to be spoon-fed to what the media is feeding you. Think for yourself. Look at the situation and be like, that doesn't make sense. Don't just look at what the populace is feeding you and go with that.
All right. All right, guys. On that note, we're going to end it off. Definitely was a nice conversation. We're going to have part. We're going to part. Yo, you're going to be on so many different times, bro.
Thanks for having me.
But I appreciate you guys for watching. I will see you guys on the next episode. All right.